Hi everybody, my name is Caden.
I'm Jaden.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Eli.
And I'm Jason.
And this is the Yahuwah in the Torah YouTube channel. We are in Shabbat, so congratulations, you have made it to another Shabbat. You are here, you are listening to your Father's words, Yahuwah Elohim, when He has said to keep the Shabbat. And if you are listening to this is your first time, welcome. We welcome you guys. We welcome you with open arms. We extend our table, we pull up the chairs, you guys all have a good time and enjoy this sermon or this lesson we are going to be putting out here.
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of people, if you're new to this channel, a lot of people have grown up in a doctrination that says the laws, statutes, and commands of our Creator have been put on the cross, that they no longer apply to us. And we are those people who actually say that is 100% incorrect. And in fact, we say that because we have looked through the Scriptures from front of the cover to the back of the cover, and nowhere in the Scriptures anywhere does it say that the laws, statutes, and commands of our Creator are gone. And so if they're not gone, that must mean they still apply to us today, because some of the things, how we know they are not gone is because it says for all generations. And in fact, it doesn't say that one time or two times or three times, but it says that many, many, many times that the commands and laws and regulations and the judgments and the statutes and the things of our Creator are for all time. And if they are all for all time, we are to write them upon our hearts, minds, and souls. We're supposed to write them on the frontlets of our eyes. We're supposed to put them on the doorposts. We're supposed to put them on our gates. They're supposed to be everything that we are involved into. In fact, it's how we are supposed to rise up in the morning. We are supposed to be thinking about Yah. We're supposed to be thinking about His laws, statutes, and commands. And we're supposed to have this everywhere. Our life is something. Jaden said a while ago that this is a lifestyle, and it is absolutely a lifestyle because you must be in sync with our Creator. And if you are not in sync with our Creator, that means you're walking contrary to how our Creator wants us to live. And so before we begin, I don't think we have anyone in here yet, but let's begin with actually going over the laws, statutes, and commands of our Creator before we open in prayer. And we got the Grand. Hey, Shabbat Shalom, the Grand. Much love to you out there. And Nicole pasted Yahuwah in the Torah, which Yahuwah in the Torah is from this, where it is our Google Doc. And so let us begin. Kate, let's just go around the table and just read these off. Let's just read the laws of God. And this is the folks who are out there. If we were back in a tabernacle back in the days on a Shabbat, we would be going and we would be listening to the Torah. So this is a lot like back in the days. So if you guys are wondering what it was like back then, it's something like it is today. So let's begin. The very first commandment is what, Jaden?
Be fruitful.
Eli, let's go around the table.
Multiply.
Multiply, but into the mic, son. Multiply. Kate.
Replenish the earth. Over the
Tree is.
Women should build their own families.
masters every move you.
Do not eat the blood.
Walk before be perfect.
Guard the covenant, laws, statutes, and commandments.
All right, and hold on. Yeah, Grandy, we love you too. We thank you very, very much. We hope you're feeling good and your week went well. All right, number 11. Did we do that one?
Yep.
All right.
Every male shall be circumcised 8 days old.
Okay, so go a little slower than this because I'm spinning these really quick. Okay, every male child shall be circumcised at 8 days old.
Teach your children the commands and guard the way of Yahuwah.
Eli.
Number 14.
Remember Yahuwah's name for all generations.
Yep.
Keep the Passover.
We're scrolling down. Number 16. Keep the feast of unleavened bread.
This is a long one. Hold on, guys. I'm spinning this one. That's a long one. Okay, we got to go a little slower. This is going to look really bad live. Okay, Eli.
17. There's one Torah for the stranger.
And what does that mean?
It means that no matter if you are not a Yisraelite or if you are a Yisraelite, you will all have one Torah. We all keep the same exact commands.
Right. Okay, Kate.
Sanctify all firstborn to Yahuwah. Know my for Yah.
Bring Yah's name to naught.
Okay, how would we bring Yah's name to naught? Anyone?
Taking His name in vain.
Hey, Ladybird. Shalom, shalom.
21. Keep the Shabbat.
Keep the Shabbat. And we've gone over this. If people are here today, they know how to keep the Shabbat. But what did we do yesterday, guys?
We prepared it. We cooked all our food. We did all our work. We got everything ready that needs to be done for today.
Yes. And so, yes.
Honor your parents.
Eli, what's the problem?
She was implying
Mom's trying to do both.
Okay. Yeah. We're focused on yours, Eli. All right. Going on that. What is 22, Eli?
22 is honor your parents.
Oh, good. All right. 23?
Do not kill. Do not break wedlock. Do not steal.
Do not make false accusations against your neighbor.
Do not cover anything of your neighbors.
Covet. Covet. Do not covet anything of your neighbors. Now, why don't you want to covet neighbors, Jay?
Because it's your neighbors. You don't want to take his stuff.
And that leads to sin.
If you're coveting, if it's on your mind, it's going to lead into a problem. It's going to lead into something you will not have control over.
Yeah, Jade, will you maybe shut your door so the chickens aren't cheeping this loud? All right, 28.
Do not make an altar from rock that a tool has touched.
29.
Do not go to the altar by the steps.
Okay.
30 is do not oppress the fatherless or widow.
All right. 31. Do not eat what is torn of any beast.
Report.
Okay.
That means you do not make a false report against your neighbor. You do not. It says here, you shall not raise a false report. Put not your hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness.
Right. All right.
Do not follow a multitude of evil.
34, Nicole.
Don't judge unrighteous against the poor.
Eli.
Back your if you find it going astray.
Of your
Stay away from rumor, gossip.
Commandment 9, do not stranger.
And 40, give your Lord rest year.
Mention any pagan names. Keep the feet.
3, do not make your good brother's milk.
Obey your sins before you.
Bow down to him.
46, make other Elohim or outsiders of the land.
Do not this
Do not make use on a. Eat the fat.
1, do what you say you're going to do.
return what is your
Obey who dietary laws.
and there's a few. What is that? Let's quickly go. 5 should eat, shouldn't eat.
We should eat the chicken. We should eat the cow. Deer.
Giraffe.
I guess we can't eat giraffe. That's wild. I still can't wrap my
Okay,
head
give
around
me a list of things we don't eat.
pork, shrimp, fish without scales and fins,
Birds of the air.
Just random birds,
lizards,
lizards, snakes, things of that nature.
Frogs.
All right, next.
Women's time of separation.
And what about it?
We shall be away from everyone.
Touch. 5.
Who has hygiene laws?
And that has a ton of stuff in there. Break. Just kind of. Or something of the sort. All right, next.
Keep the Day of Atonement / Yom Kippurim. No sacrifice.
Your family.
That's right.
59
Lie with a her uncle.
Touch her.
You shall sacrifice your.
That's an easy. Okay, and then we should probably word that a little bit better. I don't know. If that's,
No sodomy.
Yeah, no, don't be part of that. Okay, 63.
Not lie with a beast.
Yes.
60 not reap or you harvest.
Not deal falsely or defraud your neighbor.
Seems obvious.
Pay your work the days. You do not lie.
Do not lie.
Oh, sorry, it's really small on mine.
And then pay your workers for the day's wage they are due.
Do not harm the disabled.
70. Do not be a liar.
Okay.
Do not endanger your neighbor.
Yep.
Do not hate your brother.
Yep.
73, rebuke your neighbor for his sin.
74. Love your neighbor as yourself.
Do not diverse your cattle.
Yep.
Do not mingle your seed.
Yes.
77, do not mingle linen and wool.
78. Lie with a taken woman.
Obviously.
Do not eat of the trees for 3 years.
Okay.
Do not practice sorcery.
Obviously.
81, do not round your beard or the corners of your head.
Don't be a beta.
Commandment 82. Do not cut yourself for dead.
Okay.
Do not get tattoos. Do
Okay.
not prostitute your daughter.
Should be obvious.
85, do not defile your temple.
86. Do not consult the medium.
Not for anything.
Respect your elders.
Yep.
Have correct weights and measurements.
Up.
89. Do not walk in the manners of the nation.
90. You shall stone the wizards and mediums.
Kill them.
Feast of first fruits and Shavuot Omer count.
Yep, you got to keep them. Keep all the feasts of Yah. Okay.
Feast of trumpets, Yom Teruah.
Keep another feast. Yep.
Feast of Sukkot.
Yep.
Shemar Aretz.
Yep.
Aretz.
Yep. Everybody get in tents because we're going to be in tents one day during the Exodus.
94. If you blaspheme the name of Yahuwah, you shall be put to death.
Yep.
If you kill your neighbor's animal, you must give him another.
Yep.
Injury for injury.
97. Honor the Jubilee year.
Charge your other interest.
89. Confess your sins to Yahuwah and repay who you have trespassed against. The Torah of Nazir.
Yep. Or the Nazarene. What with that?
You do not cut your hair, you do not eat grapes or anything of like raisins or wine or anything of that degree, and you're supposed to basically set yourself apart to Yahuwah, which means you were to be holier than the rest of people. You didn't do the rest of things. Like if a dead body touched you, it was over. You were no longer a Nazarite. You were no longer the Nazarene.
Right. Okay. So, and then we have one more that we don't have the website yet, which is commandment number 101, which we do not know, but we are going to go over again a little bit today and see if there's anybody out there that might have a better idea of this, because there are some questions about this one. All right. So, before we begin, Kate, let's open us up in prayer.
All right. Personally, Father, first and foremost, may your name be blessed. May the Ruach HaKodesh come on your people today. You have said where there two or more are gathered, your Son is there, and we are here with our family, not physically, but virtually. Through the blood of Yahusha and through your Torah, our family is here, and we ask that the Ruach of listening, the Ruach of understanding and wisdom is here today on your people that are hearing this word, and that those who are new to this find something out of it, they are blessed, and that they get the Ruach HaKodesh, and they get the Ruach of willingness to obey your Torah. If there are any unclean spirits that are stopping the people from listening to your Torah, that they are removed, that the blood of Yahushua is washed over them, that your Torah is blessed, and that your Torah is for all generations. We thank you for this Shabbat, and we thank you that we have the ability to teach this. We have the ability to spend the time with our family virtually across the world. We thank you for everything you have done for us, and we ask all this in your Son's name. Amen.
Amen. Beautiful. All right. So let's go over to the Sefer real quick, and I want to go over, it was Numbers 10, right?
Number 10:10.
10:10. And I want to go over this real quick because we have some questions on this. This is the question right here. This is the one we didn't exactly know, and we've been debating this over the last couple of days because we did not know that there was not a Torah command that says, blow your shofar on the new moon. I don't know where I got that, but I guess I've been blowing my shofar on the new moon, and I guess I didn't know that it was not in there. But we do have precedent in where at, Eli?
It is in Psalms 81.
81. And there's precedents everywhere that people are blowing their shofars and things of that nature. Guys, kill your devices so we don't kill any of the internet here, by the way. So this is what I want to go with. Let's go over into some questions that we had, and this isn't it right here. All right, and so what we have here from the people, from our friends and family, and so we were talking, Carla wrote this, and this was one thing that we were talking about in the show. The trumpets from Leviticus 10 were beaten with silver. They were hammered silver trumpets, and so it says that they are blowing the trumpet over a sacrifice. And so this is what we didn't know exactly what we're dealing with here. And so I found this very interesting. Carla says this: the sound of trumpet sound is like the sound of a shofar, right? Meaning of trumpet. Something that resembles a trumpet or its tonal quality, such as a funnel-shaped instrument, such as a megaphone for collecting, directing, or intensifying sound, a stentorian voice, a penetrating cry as of an elephant. What if the Israelites used the shofar in place of the trumpet? And could it be trumpets were reserved for Yah's Levitical priests to use? I believe that everyone else may not have been able to afford the metal to fashion a trumpet, so it is possible that a shofar to emulate the sound of the trumpet. Could this be a possibility? All right, and so before that, I want to go up a little bit here into Numbers 10 and show folks, this is right here what we're discussing right here. This is what they were required to do. And it says, make you 2 trumpets of silver, of a whole piece shall you make them, that you may use them for the calling of the assembly and for the journeying of the camps. And then a little bit down into 10, it talks about this, and it says, in your day of gladness, and in your solemn days, which we come out to be feast days, and in the beginnings of your months, ye shall blow the trumpets over your sending smoke offerings, and over the sacrifices of your peace offerings, that they may be to you for a memorial before your Elohim. I am Yahuwah Elohim. Sorry for the dog bark. So this is where we are trying to figure this out. And so we had another, and this was, sorry, Carla, let's see here. Right, Carla, much love on this. Thank you very much. And then we have Ori Pup. He says, I think Carla's making sense. I believe the trumpet was for priests and the shofar was for everyone in the assembly, but not sure myself. Lol. And I got to thinking about that as well. And what we're trying to figure out is, where is the command? Is this a command? And so let's go into one more here. This is from the Grand, and this is kind of a question too. So let's listen on here. It says, Shalom all. I was told not to blow the shofar for the weekly Shabbat. That's the first question. And she has question marks there. Do we have any commandment that says we should blow the shofar on a Shabbat?
I don't recall, so no, I don't think so.
But the Shabbat is called a what?
A
Feast.
It is a feast. And so what is the command right here? It says, also in the day of your gladness. Okay, it's a day of gladness, right? Would that not say any day that you're happy that you would want to blow your shofar? What is the day of gladness?
The day of gladness is when
every day?
you are happy, right? When you are glad, right? Every day you should be glad. You have breath, you have the Ruach, you have salvation. You should be glad.
Yeah, and so I guess that was the first one. And she was told not to blow the shofar for weekly Shabbat. Is there something wrong with blowing the shofar on Shabbat?
I don't see it.
I don't
no.
see it as a thing that is wrong. I don't know if it's commanded.
Is there any problem with blowing the shofar?
Sabbaths are also feasts, right?
Sabbaths are also feasts.
And it says, and in your set feasts. So.
And in your set feasts. Where does it say that at?
In mine, in 10.
Okay, in 10. Read yours off for us, will you please?
Also in the day of rejoicing, and in your set feasts, and at the beginning of your months, you shall blow the trumpets over your burnt offerings and your peace offerings. Thus they may be a remembrance before your Elohim. I am Yahuwah, your Elohim.
So if Shabbat is considered a feast, and it should be a time of gladness, it should absolutely be a time of gladness, then I would say you should probably blow the shofars on a Shabbat. I mean, is it a commandment? Do we have an actual commandment that says that? Kind of, sort of, right? Is anyone with me here?
Yeah. I think it's alluding to that we should do it. I think there might be something else to it. Like,
yeah, she was told not to blow the shofar, so I think that advice is probably incorrect. I don't see
anything wrong with blowing it on the Shabbat. If you want to blow on the Shabbat, maybe that could
blow it every day. Blow it every day.
You're blowing your Shabbat.
Yeah, show them your gladness. I mean, if you're blowing it for Yah, blow it all the time. All right. So here's the second question. What if the word? It's not a question, but what if the word trumpet should be translated differently? And well, I mean, all of you guys in yours, you guys see trumpet, right? Mm-hmm. This was, and we're all dealing with a silver device that has to be hammered. So I don't think this trumpet. I know a lot of like the king. The trumpet is shofar, and they have like trumpet. So I think this is actually like a silver trumpet that we're talking about in this particular thing. All right. Why do the people feel the need to process the manna? Is a question.
Maybe so they weren't just eating straight manna all the time. Maybe so they had like different.
Yeah, it's probably the same reason we just don't eat straight wheat berries.
Yeah, I think it's like a flour, right? You just don't eat flour straight. It doesn't taste amazing. It's just you need to.
Well,
cook it up.
I think it came down as kind of a wafer or like remember how it looked like? What do we have? Coriander seed, a little round seed. So,
Hold on, go back.
Go back.
The Grand says, what did the people do at Jericho? I think the priests blew the trumpets and the people shouted.
Yeah, I bet they blow shofars, though. I mean, didn't they blow shofars on I think that was all about the shofar. I don't recall at this moment. I don't know on that. Okay, back to this. Why do the people feel the need to process the manna? Because you can make everything out of it, right?
You can
different flavors, different variety.
I don't
you
think
could add
you just
stuff
ate
to
the
it.
seed straight.
You probably could, though.
You probably could, but
It'd probably be better into a loaf of bread or something of that sort. All right, next one. Quail brood up to 3 times annually with 10 to 18 eggs per clutch.
that's a lot.
Yeah, well, that's not really because you're only talking they brood. That means they are having hens or having whatever the baby quails are 3 times a year. So it's only 3 times a year. So in 1 year they would have
roughly 50 birds,
50 eggs or something, 50 quail or something of the
That's
sort.
not enough. You have to have a whole pile of them.
Yeah, because they were feeding millions of people on that point. So yeah, they just killed them for the food. All right, next, were all the cattle and flocks strictly for sacrifices?
I don't think so.
I think it's for food. I think most of it's for food.
Because you talk about it where like you were supposed to eat the lame ones and not give it to
But
Yah.
that is a good point. Like, why didn't they have all these cattle? Why didn't they eat any of them? Like, they're complaining about the meat.
Oh, that is a good idea. That is a good question. Yeah, I don't
Complain
know.
about meat, and they have all this meat. Like, we don't have no meat, guys. You guys have lots
Maybe it
of
wasn't
cattle.
No,
enough for everyone.
here's the thing. They would have had to have a million. I mean, if you wanted a cow, one cow is going to feed probably what, 10 houses or something of the sort. Maybe something like that. Maybe more. I don't know. But we're talking at least 1 million heads. So if you wanted a day of meat, you're going to slaughter all of your cows. Most of your cows would be gone, and you would have nothing left. You'd have to wait a long time. How long does it take for a cow to come out?
9 months.
Is it long? It's only 9 months?
Yeah.
I thought it was longer
It's
than that.
9.5 months. Well,
9 and a
9
half.
and 3/4 months, but
9.5 months. Okay, yeah. So I don't know. I don't have an answer for that, other than there were too many people and they did not have enough cows. I'm sure that they probably did, maybe, right? Or why wouldn't they? Why would they be crying about meat?
I don't know. I think they even ran off with the Egyptians' cattle too. So
Huh? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's a good question, Grant. Good question. Thank you very, very, very much. All right, now we're going to our dear sis Sylvia Ewerts. She goes, Tish B'Av is also a solemn day. Is the trumpet to be blown on this day as well? Okay, now that is a Jewish holiday. So that is something that is not Torah that we know of. That is not a Torah feast. So this is not, these are traditions of men. This came after what? What is the tradition on this? It's after the temple was destroyed, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so they were all in sadness when the temple was destroyed, and so there are a ton, like the other one when they have Esther,
Purim.
and Purim. Yeah, that's yet another, traditions of men.
What you have to realize there is they weren't in the land of Yisrael at the time. They weren't. Esther wasn't there when she was in like, who was the king? What was his name? Darius,
yeah.
and she was not in the Yisrael at the time. They were all in captivity, so she made a whole new holiday based off their own traditions called Purim.
Right.
But everyone still celebrated it as a remembrance of the time Esther saved them all, which there probably wasn't anything wrong with celebrating that day, but it's not commanded. It's probably something that is not the best to celebrate.
Yeah, it's definitely not a command of Yah. It's not a feast of Yah, and we want to keep Yah's feast. And so Tish B'Av is yet another. It's a Jewish thing, and we're definitely not Jews. We Jews do keep other books. They keep like 25 other books called the Talmud, and is an evil set of books, and we shouldn't be even involving ourselves in any of their stuff, including their Kabbalah and their Jewish mysticism. There's some crazy stuff that they came out of Babylon with that they use to this day, where they actually control and they harness demons using their Kabbalah. So totally evil, demonic stuff. So yeah, we probably shouldn't be blowing the trumpets on that. Maybe. I mean, I don't know if you're in good spirits and you're happy about it, but just probably shouldn't be keeping the stuff that we shouldn't be. All right, and then this is her last comment, was the spiritual warfare is getting intense as well as the evil is increasing. Shouldn't the trumpets be blown as well? I would say yes. I would say we should be demon tossing and blowing trumpets as much as possible. And if we did not have 10 pit bulls here, we would definitely be blowing these shofars like all the time, probably. I mean, I'd probably blow it in the morning or something, definitely blow it on Shabbat. But every time we blow it here, there's a chance one of us is going to end up in the ICU or something. So we have to be very, very careful when we do this and contain the animals. All right, so that was it. Thank you guys very, very, very much on that. Let's get into today's reading, and I am going to break into my handy dandy split screen. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. And there we go. All right, and so today's is a little short, so we're actually going to do 2 chapters today. And we shall see what is going to become of this. All right, so we are on 12. All right, so here we are, Numbers 12. How's everybody out there? Is anybody in the chat? Do we got anybody out there?
yeah.
Much love to everybody out there.
Yeah.
Huge shouts to everybody.
Ori
And
Pup,
Ori
Grand,
Pup, we love Ori.
and Ladybird,
And Ladybird, yeah.
and whoever
the
else
Grant.
is there that hasn't said anything.
Yeah, whoever else is out there, we love you guys very much. And we don't need, honestly, we don't need anyone out there. We're more than 2 are gathered. Our Creator is with us. And so this is what it means to have a little ecclesia, right? And this is what the entire church thing ended up being. Everybody's going to church, and driving on the wrong day to church and donating their money to a guy that's not a Levite. But we weren't called to do that. We were called to get into little congregations just like this. And so just one or two folks out there, that's all we need. And yes, that's all we need. All right, number 12. You ready, Eli? And I got Eli. I got Kate to my left. I got Jay to my straight across. I have Nicole diagonal, and I have Eli as my right-hand wingman. He runs the Bible at the top. So we have 3 different versions here. And the 2 big boys, they're reading out of YHWH Scriptures. So let's get to the bottom of this. Number 12. And Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moshe because of the Cushite woman whom he had married, for he had married a Cushite woman. All right, let's pause right there because that is a huge thing right there, right? He was married before to
a Midianite.
Midianite.
So this is a second wife.
This is a second wife. Do we know if Moshe's wife was dead at this point or not?
It never stated, so no.
Do we know any point that we know Moshe's wife died?
We have no records other than before in Jasher where he married her, where she saved him, and the whole circumcision thing right before they made it to Egypt thing happened. That's all we have of basically the records for Zipporah.
So as far as we could say, this could be Moshe's second wife. And so Aaron and Miriam, they were upset about this. Why would they be upset about this?
Yeah, I don't think they'd be upset if it was the same exact wife, if he had this entire time for like 40 years.
Right, no, this is definitely not the same wife. Why are they upset about this?
Well, it's down below, I think it's more of a jealousy thing. They're just trying to find a reason to hate him. They're just finding a reason to slander him.
Were we to deal with Cushite people, I mean Amorites and all the people outside of the main tribes?
So, I mean, there's some of them that joined Yahshua, so maybe.
Maybe. All right, let's go into 2. And they said, has Yahuwah indeed spoken only by Moshe? Has he not spoken also by us? And Yahuwah heard it? Now if everyone notices, everything in parentheses is a translator's adding, right? So verse 3 did not exist. Somewhere along the line, in any of these versions, it's all in parentheses. And so it says, now the man Moshe was very meek, above all the men which were upon the face of the earth.
And I assume he was. I assume he was a pretty humble dude, right?
He was the man. He was definitely the man to be able to talk to Yah. And Yahuwah spoke suddenly unto El Moshe, and unto El Aaron, and Miriam, come out, ye 3, unto the tabernacle of the assembly, and they 3 came out. Now, can you imagine what their hearts were probably doing at this point?
They're probably stunk. It's
like it comes to the point where you have to think like they're in the they know Yah is like all around them and hear them complaining and hear them all this stuff, and they're like complaining against the man who's literally speaking with Yah for like 40, 80 days on end, and he's just sitting there. And
this would be something like, boys, sit down.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's
what I would occur to. Sit down. We need to talk.
Oh boy, what have we done?
Right. Yeah. Okay. And Yahuwah came down in the pillar of the cloud, and stood in the door of the tabernacle, and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, Yahuwah, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moshe is not so, who is faithful in all my house. That sounded weird.
All right, here, let me read it. Not so with my servant Moshe. He is trustworthy in all my house.
So he basically said this man is above prophets.
Yeah, basically said, if people think I want to talk to them, I will talk to them in vision, but I'll speak directly with Moses. He's my homie, basically. That's
the man. That's my man, Moshe.
The Grand wants to know, was Moshe's son by Zipporah were part of the priesthood?
No, I don't think they were, because they weren't full Levites. I think somewhere talks about Gershom, his son, helping with it, but I think it was Aaron's son, because they were full Levites.
Yeah, I don't think Moshe ever did anything other than guide them on this thing. I think it was mostly Aaron and the other side. I don't think Moses was actually dealt with the sacrifice or anything.
Yeah, but we don't know for exactly sure.
I think later, somewhere in there, I remember something about Gershom helping with the priest and like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so anyway, in verse 7 he says, my servant's the man, and he's not so who's faithful. All right, 8, with him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches, and the similitude of Yahuwah shall be beheld. Wherefore, then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moshe?
So he just shut this whole thing down. Any rumors, anything that was about to start, he's like, no, Moses is my man. I will talk to him directly. I will speak to him normally. I won't speak to him riddles because there's always riddles. Yahweh always speaks to riddles throughout the prophets. If you see the prophets, you have like Hosea, who was seeing plumb lines and things of that sort. He's like, what do you see? I see a plumb line. Well, this is this. This means that. There's a basket on this rock. And he's like, he's just telling him straight up what's going to happen. I'll rain meat down for months on end.
Yeah, and I find this very, very interesting because a lot of people are like, well, God doesn't exist because he's never come down to talk to me. It's never, if he wants me to know that he's there, he can come down and talk to me and look at all the evil in the world. If it weren't, he wouldn't, a real God of justice wouldn't allow this. Look, he says right here, I guess we would consider ourselves to be lucky as if we have a dream. And Yah, it's a dream from Yah, right? Because that's how he says right there, I speak to people. And he also says in not dark speeches. And if you listen to Ezra, like when Ezra in 2nd Ezra or in 4th in this, it's pretty grim. The way everything, it's almost in, I don't know, I guess dark speeches is a good word for it. It's hard to understand things that aren't always clear. But he says right here, I speak right to my man, and he gets it. And so, very important stuff. And the anger of Yahuwah was kindled against them, and he departed. And the cloud departed off of the tabernacle. And behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. And Aaron said unto Moshe, Alas, my Adonai, I beseech you, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. And Moshe's the real man, right? He's the dude. He's just got rode on. Yah came down and broke that band up, down. Broke the band, and now his sister is owned. Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed when he comes out of his mother's womb. And Moshe cried unto El Yahuwah, saying, Heal her now, O El, I beseech you. Wow, can you imagine that, being able to speak to Yah like that? Yah, heal her now, please, I ask you. And it happens, right? That's the power of Yah.
It doesn't happen.
Huh?
It doesn't happen immediately.
No, but that's okay. Well, it doesn't happen immediately. Well, it might happen immediately. No, but she's just unclean. She didn't say. I think she was healed. She was just unclean. Okay. And Yahuwah said unto Moshe, If her father had but spit in her face, should she not be ashamed 7 days? Let her be shut out from the camp 7 days, and after that, let her be received in again.
So there's something there. So if you get spit on, you're unclean.
Yeah, well, you spit on. What happened? Why is your father spitting on you? What have you become?
It's like basically you have like he's like they were spitting on you and I spit back on them basically.
Well, if your father spits on you, it's a bad. It's like he's turned disgrace. He's beyond disgrace, right? He's given up on you, right? Who spits on you, right? So there you go. And Miriam was shut out of the camp 7 days, and the people journeyed not till Miriam was brought in again. And afterward, the people were removed from Katzaroth and pitched in the wilderness of Paran. Okay, so any commandments?
No. Just be careful of who you're rumbling against.
Yeah, don't rumble against the wrong people.
Don't be complaining about other people because something might happen to you.
Yeah, don't take out Yah's people. That's a big thing. Is if somebody is on the side of Yah and you're going against them, remember the king. Remember the king, the Egyptian guy. Who was it? The one that everybody loved. This king. And the Egyptian king came riding out, and he's like, I'm on a mission from Yah. And he got into it, and he was killed. You guys remember that?
Where was this, Jasher?
No, this was in the regular Bible. What story is this, guys? You guys don't remember this? It was the king that everybody loved.
Is that the one that went out and got hurt and then came back and Yahuwah told him not to go?
Yeah, he went out anyway.
I think that was
Hezekiah. No.
That's I think it's King Judah.
No, that wasn't the name. There was another one. I'll have to figure this one out. But everybody loved this guy. He was serving Yah. He took down all the stuff. And then a king from Egypt was like on a mission going to attacking other people. He's like, don't mess with me. I'm on a mission from Yah. And the Israel's king went out there and got killed. He killed him. And so everyone loved him. Like, who was it?
Is that Asa?
I don't think it was Asa.
Asa was evil, dude.
He was like, I think it started with
Asa was good.
Asa was good.
Yeah, Asa was good.
Asa's one of the good ones.
Oh, man, I can't remember this. We'll have to bring it up tomorrow. It wasn't Yehoshaphat, no.
It wasn't one of the good ones.
It's like Yoshi or something like that.
Yeah, Yah told him not to go, but he went anyways.
Yeah.
And he got broken, and they put him in the chariot and took him back.
And he was dead. And
then he died.
I don't know.
The prophets told him not to go out. And he,
it was the prophet.
He slapped it was Malachi. He slapped Malachi in the face, I think it was.
I don't think this dude did that. This guy was awesome.
No, so the two kings of Israel, Judah and full Israel, I remember they teamed up, they went together to war, but the king of Judah was told not to.
That might be it. Yehoim. I can't remember what his English name was, but no, that might be it. The Grand. I can't remember. We'll run across this again. It's a great story. I can't believe I can't remember the name. I can't believe you guys can't remember the name. This is like a famous dude. All right, let's roll. Bad spelling. We love you, Grand. All right, here we go. And Yahuwah spoke unto El Moshe, 13, saying, Send you men, that they may search the land of Canaan, which I give unto the children of Yashrael, of every tribe of your fathers, shall ye send a man, everyone a ruler among them. And Moshe, by the commandment of Yahuwah, sent them from the wilderness of Paran, all those men who were heads of the children of Yashrael. Okay, and these were their names, of the tribe of Reuben. Shammah, the son of Zachar, of the tribe of Shimon, Shaphat, the son of Kori, of the tribe of Yehuda, Caleb, the son of Yephunah, of the tribe of Issachar, Yigal, the son of Yosef, of the tribe of Ephraim, Husha, the son of Nun.
That's Joshua.
Husha? Mm-hmm. They call him Husha?
His name gets changed. His name gets changed
Husha.
later.
All right, Husha, the son of Nun. He has no father. He has no father.
He does too. He's the son of Nun.
The son of Nun. This just says he's the son of Nun. All right. Of the tribe of Benjamin, Palti, the son of Raphu. Of the tribe of Zebulun, Gadiel, the son of Kode. Of the tribe of Yosef, namely of the tribe of Manasseh, Gadi, the son of Kusi. Of the tribe of Dan, Amiel, the son of Gimiel. Of the tribe of Asher, Setor, the son of Mikiel. Of the tribe of Naphtali, Nukbi, the son of Vophisi. Of the tribe of Gad, Geuel, the son of Maki. These are the names of the men which Moshe sent to spy out the land, and Moshe called Husha, the son of Nun, Yahusha.
Yeah, so he named his name from like Hosea to Yehoshua.
All right, so what it said, and Moshe called Husha, the son of Nun, Yahusha. So there we go.
And something if I'm right, I think Caleb was not actually from the tribe of Yehuda. He was grafted in. He was outside of it, and then he became part of the tribe.
Was he? How do we know this?
Later on, it talks about how because I think Caleb was supposed to end up leading the tribes, but it gave Yehoshua because he was actually from Israel.
Okay, so there's the first word we have, Yahusha, and
He's from Judah.
But he was grafted in.
The king really messes this up because the king later on, they actually misrepresent a Yahushua and they call it Jesus, but it's different, right? Because we do have Yahusha, and it's I think that is very, very close to the name of our Messiah right here, Yahushua.
In Hebrew, these two are both spelled the same.
Yeah, exact same way. So we have a salvation, and Yahushua means salvation. So, all right, 17. And Moshe sent them to spy out the land of Canaan, and said unto them, Get you up this way southward, and go up into the mountain, and see the land, what it is, and the people that dwell therein, whether they be strong or weak, few or many, and that the land is, and what the land is that they dwell in, whether it be good or bad, and what cities they be that they dwell in, whether in tents or in strongholds, and what the land is, whether it be fat or lean, whether there be wood therein or not, and be ye of good courage, and bring of the fruit of the land. Now the time was the time of the first grapes. Now where are they going into, gentlemen?
Their promised land. This is the land that they are going to dwell
And what
in.
who are they occupied by?
The giants.
Who are the giants?
The Canaanites.
The Rephaim.
The Rephaim, yeah, and that's we're doing, for anyone that doesn't listen to our other little segment that we're doing, the Book of Enoch. This is where the fallen angels delivered their offspring, and the offspring of giants, where they corrupted the DNA of man. This is what has happened, and so they're going in not just to clear the land, but they're going in to try to correct the DNA that was destroyed.
They could have gone to any land, but they needed to go to this land so they could fix the world.
And a lot of people will say, well, your God is a crazy, bloodthirsty, bloodlusting, blah, 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 because he just wants to go in and kill man, woman, and child. That is true. And unfortunately, we have to fix a grave error, and the grave error was that we have DNA of giants within our blood. And so our Creator wants things in his image, which is why we are never to take anything outside of, our Creator's. Never put stuff in your body like that, ever. Don't change your DNA, whatever it takes. All right. And so is this 21 in the room?
Yep.
So they went up and searched the land from the wilderness of Zin unto Rekhov, as men come to Kamath. And they ascended by the Negev and came unto Kevron, where Achiman, Sheshai, and Talmai, the children of the Anak, were. Now Kevron was built 7 years before Zoan in Mitzrayim. Okay, so this says the Anak. Who are the Anaki?
They're, I think, another form of giants.
If you click on your thing, it says this Anaki, he's a Canaanite.
Yeah, well, it's giant blood, right? I mean, these things are the Anaki are giants. Okay, and they came unto the brook of Eshcol and cut down from thence a branch with one cluster of grapes, and they bore it between two upon a staff, and they brought of the pomegranates and of the figs.
That's a lot of grapes.
Well, yeah,
big grapes.
Imagine that. It says they took a branch with one cluster of grapes, and it took two of them to do that. That was one.
Either a lot of grapes or really big grapes.
That was one heck of a set of grapes, right? That's some big grapes. Takes two people to do.
Last a little bit.
Yeah. The place was called Nakal Eshkol because of the cluster of grapes which the children of Yashrael cut down from thence. And they returned from searching out the land after 40 days. And they went and came to El Moshe, and to El Aaron, and to all the assembly of the children of Yashrael, unto the wilderness of Paran, to Kadesh, and brought back word unto them, and unto all the assembly, and showed them the fruit of the land. And they told him, and said, We came unto the land whither you sent us, and surely it flows with milk and honey, and this is the fruit of it. Nevertheless, the people be strong that dwell in the land, and the cities are walled, and very great. And moreover, we saw the children of the Anak there. So these were probably, they had only heard about the Anaki people and the giants in this. But Moshe told them a few verses above that they need to go in there and they need to be courageous. So they didn't take that courage, and they saw these giants, and they're like, there's no way we can deal with the giants. The Amalekium, so this is, let's see, what does this say?
Amalekites.
Yeah, Amalekites, the patriotically from Amalek, the Amalekium, or the descendants of the Amalek, dwell in the land of Negev, and the Chittium, and the Yevusuim, and the Emorium dwell in the mountains, and the Canaanium dwell by the sea, and by the coast of Yarden. So we have a bunch of big dudes, and they're all over. And Caleb stilled the people before Moshe and said, Let us go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to overcome it. Amazing. There you go. It only takes one guy, right? But the men that went up with him said, We be not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we. Now, the people that went up there were the leaders, right? These were the leaders of these groups of people, right?
Yeah.
They weren't just some scrubs. They weren't just some people. These were the people that were supposed to lead this people into this, right? And so you had your leaders, and your leaders all came back and said, We can't do this. This is too much for us. And they brought up an evil report of the land, which they had searched unto the children of Yashrael, saying, The land through which we have gone to search it is a land that eats up the inhabitants thereof. And all the people that we saw in it are men of great stature. And there we saw the Nephilim, the sons of the Anak, which come from the Nephilim, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight. All right, so there it is. That is the end of Numbers 13. That is the end of a bunch of dudes that decided they couldn't make this happen because they did not have the faith in their creator.
Yeah, that.
Anyone?
The next chapter it gets a little crazy.
A little crazier? All right, what about this chapter? What do we got? This is all about faith.
We got people here who have been there, they've seen everything, they've went through Egypt for like years on end getting punished, and they watched this dude that was supposed to be the toughest of them all get smoted over and over and over, and they still don't have the faith to say, okay, y'all will deliver us out of this. They're still scared.
Yeah, they went from the normal-sized Egyptians that were probably, 5'5", 5'10", or something of the sort, and now they're dealing with people 15 feet tall. I mean, the king of Og.
They've seen fire. They literally live with a fire on top of their roof that doesn't burn them. It just sits there and it dwells with them, and they're still scared.
The cloud by day, right? They're not walking alone. They are walking with the cloud of Yah.
The thing is, here, they've seen so much, right? It's like a lack of faith in the people. That's something we have to understand ourselves. Is we have to keep the faith in Yah no matter how crazy things get. We can't be like, oh no, we can't do this, because Yah is always going to get us through it. They went through a sea. They watched the sea open up before them, and they walked across it, and none of them drowned. None of them got hurt. They all lived.
And we are in a generation that we have not seen these things, right? We are only in a generation where we are reading this, And I will tell you, I believe without a shadow of a doubt, because I see creation and because I see the effects of creation, there has to be a creator. There absolutely has to be an intelligent designer. And if that is who our intelligent designer is Yahuwah, then he has set up a set of rules for us. He set up some guidelines. He's told us to be courageous. He's told us to be faithful. He said to be loyal. He says to keep his word, to keep his statutes, to keep my laws for all generations. He says, I will dwell with you. And if you don't want to do them, then I won't dwell with you. And so I would rather live a life where our Creator abides by us as we abide in him, right? That is, it's a two-way street. It's not like he says, worship me, get on your knees, and you get nothing out of it. You get life, you get creation, you get families, you get everything good, you get the Torah, you get Messiah Yahushua, you have everything good, and there's nothing evil that comes from Yah, right? And yes, we were stuck on this plane, and unfortunately, we were stuck here with a whole bunch of fallen angels with a bad intent, but this is the lesson, and this is our test. Are we able to make it through this in these end times? Are we able to seek the Creator where he is to be found? Are we able to seek the kingdom where it is to be found? And we have to seek his righteousness, and there's no other way. And that is the way we got to do. So, yeah, everybody out there,
Like the Grand said, it's hard to get rid of the Babylon within.
it is hard to get rid of the Babylon within, and that's the problem with growing up. When we grew up in North America, Nicole and I lived our entire lives in North America. Our kids lived half of their lives in North America, but there's still Babylon in a lot of us. And our Creator will do everything impossible to seek us as we should be seeking him. Right? He has done everything. Right? Every single house has a Bible in it. Whether the translation is right or wrong, we can obviously seek it, and people aren't going to seek the truth unless they at least dig in and look for the truth. And this is the truth. I've never found any other truth except in the ways, the laws, statutes, and commands of our Creator. All right, I'm off my soapbox. Anyone?
Yeah, that was the end of it. We hope you guys are having a good Shabbat. We hope you guys are resting. We hope you guys are all getting something out of it. Read your Bibles. That is probably the most important thing you do on a Shabbat is read your Bible. Spend some time in prayer.
Yeah.
And just enjoy your day. It's a day of peace. It's a day you forget about the rest of the world. You forget about your worries. It's you and Yah time. No one else's time.
Yep. All right. May Yahweh bless you and keep you. May his light shine upon you. May his faithfulness be forever on you. And may your faithfulness be forever upon Yah and forever on his kingdom. May his kingdom forever reign. And may the blood of Yahushua not go to naught. And may you guys all call upon the name of Yahushua to be saved. Much love to everybody out there.
All right. Shalom.
Shalom, everybody.
Shalom.
Much love.